Good afternoon,
Yeah.
team. So I think we'll start. It's already 3:33, and let people join in as they come. And welcome to day 43 of our CAMEL session. Today the topic is going to be what is artificial general intelligence, and whether can it really surpass human intelligence is what the question is. So without any ado, so let's start with my screen share. Uh, All right, so I have shared my screen now. And so just before jumping into the topic in deep, so can we just talk about what is artificial intelligence? So can anyone, give me the definition about what do you think is artificial intelligence? It can be in simple terms. All right, so artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines. So that is what called artificial intelligence. And if we say simulation of human intelligence, can the learning algorithms, can they simulate what we think or what we plan, or can it perform the job that the human does? Of course not. So we are not there yet as of now. So in general, artificial intelligence can be classified into different types. So that's what we are going to see here. So it can be classified into type 1 and type 2, and we'll be focusing on type 1 in this discussion. So type 1 is narrow AI. So narrow AI is something that we all have been working for the past couple of years, I would say, and we have been learning about them throughout the CAMEL session. So it is nothing but the various services that we are uh, using, like a text to speech or speech to text, or it can be as simple as chat GPT, or it can be an autonomous car. So these are all classified under a narrow AI. So why does it what is the meaning of narrow AI? So narrow AI is a specific type of artificial intelligence in which the learning algorithm is designed to perform a single task. So it cannot deviate from that task, and the knowledge gained by performing that task cannot be applied automatically to perform any other task. For example, if you create an implementation, or if you create a learning algorithm to detect objects, or to recognize faces in the image, and the experience or knowledge gain out of that implementation cannot be used for any other implementation, like autonomous driving or any of that sort. And that is what called narrow AI is. And then what is a general AI? So a general artificial intelligence is considered to be the next step in the evolution of AI. So it may have the potential that that may exceed human intelligence and decision making capabilities. Like it would be typically like a robot that can think, that can plan, and that can accomplish its goals automatically. That is what called general AI. And strong AI is, we are not there yet again. So it is very far from now. Uh, so if you talk about artificial narrow intelligence, so as I said, it is programmed to perform a single task. So for example, let's take ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a kind of intelligence where it is called generative artificial intelligence, where it is able to generate text, images, or audio based on the large language models it is trained with. So I think you all might know that ChatGPT is trained with a large data set uh, basis which we are able to get the information from, and it does not perform outside of a single task. So whatever you ask, it would give you the result, and it cannot go beyond performing that operation. So and ENI, so in other terms, artificial narrow intelligence, also known as ENI, or it can also be referred to as weak AI. It's not conscious, sentient. So sentient in the sense it is not able to it does not have any feelings, or it not be able to perceive anything, or driven by emotions the way that humans are. So that is where we differ from AI. Yeah, especially the artificial narrow AI. And when it comes to artificial general intelligence, so it will have all these properties or attributes. So it will be able to, it will be self-aware, and it will have the emotions, or it can even feel, and you would be able to interact with the way that you would interact with a human. And that is what artificial intelligence is. And again, coming back to ANI, typical examples that we use in our day-to-day lives are Google Assistant, Google Translate, Siri, and self-driving cars are typical examples for ANI, where, for example, Siri, the way the Siri works is that, as you might already know, when you give a command or ask for anything, it is not able to, produce the data from the mobile itself. So the command goes to the server, and then the server generates the content for your question, and then the response is given back to the client, which is a mobile device, and then you get the result on your phone. And the same goes to Alexa or other Google Assistants kind of bots. So in a nutshell, they cannot think for themselves, so they cannot plan for what needs to be accomplished or what can be done. So it can only act upon what prompt you give to the system. So it as we can evidently see, it helps in a variety of industries, like it can improve to increase our productivity and efficiency and the quality of life. So there are healthcare industries, there are manufacturing industries that are implementing artificial narrow intelligence to accomplish their day-to-day operations. Uh, right, so artificial general intelligence, so the term was used as early as 1997 by Mark Gobret, and as I said, it refers, whatever can replicate human intelligence can be said to as artificial intelligence, meaning it has to think and it has to reason out on what, why it carried out a certain operation or action, and it is conscious, again sentient and driven by emotions. So typically, the artificial intelligence, general intelligence would be like a robot, to which you can interact. So when we discuss about artificial general intelligence, there is a movie, was released in 2013. The movie named Her, Her. So what happens is that the actor name is Joaquin Phoenix, so who was portrayed in the movie Joker, and he purchases an operating system, which is an AI based operating system, and over a period of time he interacts more with the operating system, and again over a period of time he falls in love with the operating system. So it is, at some point, he doesn't even want to interact with the outside people, and just uh, uh, feel like the operating system is the only thing that he can share emotions or whatever he has. So he treat that as a human being, to interact and get uh, feedbacks, or share his feelings and so on and so forth. So that is what a typical artificial intelligence would look like. So it is able to perceive things, or share its feelings, or it can understand emotions and all those things, and it is expected to be able to reason, so it can help you to solve problems and make judgments under uncertainty. It can plan, learn to accomplish the goals that you have set to the system, and it can also arrive at the judgments based on its prior knowledge, in driving things, and it will be innovative, imaginative, and creative. And experts, believe that AGI could eventually reach a hypothetical point at which AI system becomes self-improving and surpass human intelligence. And at a point, there could also be a reason for, human extinction. And because of that reason, people want to put the development of AI on hold, and want to give that a thorough, research before developing anything that can cause serious, to the society. So to understand about the difference between narrow AI and general AI, narrow AI is application specific, task limited. For example, we can say the mid journey. So where if you give a particular prompt, it can generate images, and it can produce whatever you prompt you give based on that. And in general AI, it performs intelligent actions. So when when you seek for something, it understands and produces the content, and it also searches for the best content, or it reasons out why it has produced such content. And near AI, with it works with fixed domain models provided by the programmers, and with general AI, it self learns based on the data it gathers and by interacting with the external environment. And for example, general AI, so if it comes up with a particular output, and you say that this is not, uh, this is not the right output, and this is how it is supposed to be, then what happens is that the AI learns by, learns by the data, or by what we teach them, and then in the future it carries out operations based on those decisions, and it learns from thousands of labeled examples. So one typical example is that a couple of weeks back, we had a session where an external speaker had demonstrated about labeling pictures, variety of pictures with the cat, dog, and so on and so forth. And that way the system was able to recognize, if you show a picture, or upload a picture, and it would be it would recognize that this is a cat or dog, and so on and so forth. So meaning it works based on the data you feed into the system, right? And you have to label all the data in the system. And when it comes to general AI, it learns from few examples. And when I say unstructured data, it is can be the form of images, or audio or video, and so on and so forth. So it knowledge does not transfer to other domains or tasks. So again, as I said, when you develop a system to understand, or to accomplish speech to text translation, it does only that job, and the knowledge gained by performing that task cannot be used to perform any other task, like image recognition, or object detection, and so on and so forth. And when it comes to general AI, it leverages knowledge transfer to new domains and tasks. So what happens is that it accumulates all the knowledge it gains on variety of actions, and it uses that knowledge to predict the next encounter, or when it encounters a new thing, it tries to predict whatever the data it has gathered so far. And AI is what we are currently dealing with today, and future AI is what general AI is. So it is not there yet. So people are top players in the market are investing a lot into developing artificial general intelligence, but we're not there yet. And a couple of days, or I think the last week, Mr. Dinakaran from testing team had come out, and he was asking about this new terms called auto GPT and baby AGI. So I was not familiar with these terms, and then after, once I I hear that information, once I heard that information from Dinakaran, I went ahead to research on what is auto GPT and baby AGI. And these are something we can call this as a leap towards artificial general intelligence, where so one such example is that, so basically what this is that this is a program or autonomous task management program that you can use to create a task, or the system can accomplish the goal that you set to the system. So one example is that what you can do is you can ask the system to write or maybe you can ask the system to develop an e-commerce portal with the product and product detail page, and it can generate text files, or even HTML files, or the code that you are looking for to generate the e-commerce portal. And you can even ask the system to write test cases and produce a result, and it would just follow the, it would go to the internet, search for the content, and it will create the task on its own and execute the task and verifies it, and gives you the best result. And this is what baby AGI does. And baby AGI stands for baby artificial general intelligence, but this is not artificial general intelligence yet. It is just stepping stone towards artificial general intelligence. So what it does is that it creates a list of tasks, and it pulls the first task from the list, and it has got actually the execution agent which would execute the task, and it also has a task creation agent which would create the task. So once the task is created, it uses open API and then internet to search on the Google to get the content, or to get the latest information from the net and produce the output. And it enriches or improves the result, and then creates a new task as required and prioritizes a task based on the objective set to the system. So this is what baby AGI is, and auto GPT is a similar thing where it works autonomously, meaning once you give the objective or the goal, it goes and creates a task list by itself, and it will accomplish each task by searching onto the Open API and then OpenAI and then Google to give you the best result. So this is the flow of baby AGI. So when you set the objective, it first creates a task list. It pulls the first incomplete task, and then the task is sent to the execution agent, and it reaches out to OpenAI, and then it gets the data from OpenAI, and then it enriches the result and stores the result in Pinecone. Pinecone is you can think of this as a data store, like data store where it stores all the results into, and then it creates so if it feels like it has not pulled adequate information out of the internet, it then again validates the result and then creates a new task as required and reprioritizes the task, and then the loop will go until it accomplishes the objective that you have set to the system. So yes, so artificial general intelligence would look like the one that you see in the movie Endiran. So it will understand things and it will learn, plan, and integrate. Meaning it can work based on its prior knowledge and accomplish things. And so just to give you a demo of what this baby AJ or auto GPT can do, so I have got this video from a portal. So this is what auto GPT program is. So I'm not this requires OpenAI account, which is a paid subscription, which I currently don't have. And so once you have it, you can install the auto GPT in your local machine, and you can try out the same in your machine. So let me go through this example. So the developer or the user is asking to read, evaluate, and improve, write test for and execute the code contained in basic math.py. So this is basically the code part that he or she has written, and he wants to read this code, evaluate it, and improve this code with the best practices, and write test cases for this one. So we set the goals here, like demonstrate your new programming abilities and improve the basic math.py, build and run tests for it. When the file is error free, shut yourself down and be sure to write your output to file. So these are the goals that we set to this system, and as we see here, it is reading the file. So it is also reasoning out so why it is doing such activity. So I will read the contents of basic math.py to evaluate and improve it. So this is the stuff it is performing right now. In order to do this, it has to read through the file, right? So it is reading the file and the current state of the code, and these are the steps or tasks. So the plan it has come up with, read basic math file and then evaluate the code, improve the code, write test. So this is what it does, and then as you could see here, it reads the file. So the command is it is reading file, and this is a read content, and once the content is read, so it is evaluating the next step. So it is evaluating the code for syntax errors and logics, and it has come up with the plan again. So before making any improvements, it has to identify and fix any errors. So as we could see here in the program, we see error here in line 6, and then there's a typo error in this variable. So it has to go through all these things and improve the code. So it has arrived at these steps, what it needs to do, and it will carry out each step one by one. So it is evaluating the code, and right now it is improving the code here, and then it has improved the code, and now that it is creating test here. So as you could see, it is creating test, write test, um, and once the test is complete, it appends the test to a file. So these are the test methods that it has appended to the file. So once the tests are appended, it then executes the code, and if the code is working as expected, it then writes the output to the file. And it is also, fixing up the syntax issues that it has identified. So right now it is saving the code, so we should see that reflecting here. All right, so as we could see, it has fixed the issues, so thereby it has improved the code and it has written the test cases. The final thing would be it has written the complete uh, code to a file. So the takeaway is that we set an objective and it is able to create and plan the task automatically to achieve that goal. So this is the Auto GPT as a 20,000 feet view. So probably in the future session we can try to uh, uh, implement that in our system and see how this would work in our machines. So basically what it does is that it goes to chat OpenAI and pulls data from the repository or the data set stored in the OpenAI, and then it also goes to Google to search for the base content to accomplish the task or the goal that we have set. So the takeaway is that so people are still the development of AGI is still under progress, and we don't have any working AI models that can be considered as a AGI, and people are taking steps to develop one. Probably, I think pretty soon we would have working AGI in place where we can interact, and that can help us to plan, learn, and interact with things. So that's all for today. If open to questions if you have any.
But if you have any questions, you can ask now.
When are you going to show us this robo, Deepan?
Probably not me, Harun. So pretty soon, definitely the experts from the industry would come up with this robo where we can ask them. I think we already have Boston Dynamics preparing robots that can, do a flip and jump, and which can carry things from one place to another place, right? So I think pretty soon they would also have this robot that can interact with
What did
humans.
your research say? Like, around which year could one expect this, like a robot performing all these different tasks?
So the thing is that peoples are still put this on hold, Arun. So they
Mm,
are not aware of the consequences, or they want to research, a lot before developing this kind of things, because it can possess. I mean, it can, be a threat to our society, and it brings a lot of, issues to the society. So
yeah,
after careful considerations, people might develop something like this, but of course which should be under people's control.
yeah,
If robots can take control over themselves, then I think it would entirely flip the
yeah.
society.
Good.
Yeah.